Hello and welcome to CTA Quick Bites. My name is Vinay Sharma, and we have a very special guest today, and it's something I'm excited about. So, our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, uh, uh, has a total flying hours. Yes, we shifted from hospitality to aviation, and we have a former captain of one of India's best airlines talking to us. He has a total flying hours of 6,614 hours, having flown the Boeing 737 800, 700, 800, and 900 ER. Started with MDLR in 2007, worked till 2009, and then moved to Jet Airways, from where he worked till 2019. And absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Mr. Captain Charanjit Singh on CTA Quick Bites today.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir. Thank you
And
so much for joining us. Thank you so much for taking time out and being on our show today. And we're so
it's,
privileged to have you amongst us, sir.
it's my honor to be with you and share some views regarding aviation. And
Right.
yeah.
Now, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that, sir. So we start, sir, and my first question would be like, when and how did you think of becoming a pilot?
So, as a kid, you know that everybody goes through different phases, right? Like sometimes you think you'll become a footballer, sometimes you think you'll become a cricketer. So, it keeps on changing.
Right.
And I was born and brought up in Durgapur, a small
Acha.
town, steel city.
Mhm, mhm.
So, till class 10, it was like that I just keep on changing, that I'll become something else, or some cricketer, sometimes a teacher, sometimes engineer, sometimes doctor. But after some time we had a Panagarh base station over here, where you used to see fighters sometimes coming, then transporters, then helicopters. So that excited me, and then I started looking for a career into this aviation. And after my +2, I moved to Chandigarh for my IITs, and there I got into this, and I joined NCC, and then after my graduation, I joined Flying Club, Ludhiana Flying Club,
Okay.
and I completed my PPL over there, and then moved to MPFC Indore, completed my CPL over there, and thereafter I did my instructor rating, and I was instructor for 4 years in Ludhiana Aviation Club. So
Wow.
on, then the rest of the journey, I've already told them that I joined MDLR, then on to Jet
Right.
Airways.
That is. Wow. So one of my dreams when I was young, very little actually, was actually to become a pilot, Mr. Singh. And probably today I've come the closest
Your
I could,
voice,
to
vo-
my voice. Is it cracking? Can you hear me?
your voice is,
Okay. Can you hear me now?
you know,
Can you hear me, sir?
can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So
I
I was
think
telling
there's
you my
some
even
audio problem, is it?
okay. Am I audible now, sir? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you now.
All right. All right.
It's coming on
Thank
and
you.
off.
Okay. So I hope it corrects itself. I hope it does. Uh, can you tell us about your first flight? I mean, I'm very intrigued because, I remember our first Indian to go to space, and, Indira Gandhi asked him, how does India look from up there? And he says, Tare jahan se acha. How does, what was your first experience as a captain? And, when you took your first
It's an,
flight, can you hear me, sir?
cannot hear you, sir.
You cannot hear me, sir? Okay. Um, okay, well, maybe some
Cannot hear
some
you.
audio issues there. Some issues with the network, maybe. Can you hear me now, sir?
Cannot hear you.
Okay.
Some audio problem.
Okay. All right. Mm. Still not audible, sir?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Absolutely clearly.
Your audio is like sometimes I can hear you, but
Oh,
not completely.
oh, okay, okay. Okay. So we'll try and reconnect with you, sir. We'll try and reconnect with you. Just give us some time. We'll try and reconnect the audio with sir. Okay. So sir, if you can just disconnect and rejoin. Would that be okay with you, sir? If you can rejoin, reconnect, please. We're having some audio issues
Okay, I'll
there.
try to reconnect it.
Yes, yes, please. Yeah, we're just trying to sort it, ladies and gentlemen. Just give us some time. We'll wait for Captain Singh to reconnect, and hopefully things will be fine from here on. So just allow us some time till the time we wait for Captain Singh to join, please.
देवियों सज्जनों नमस्कार। सीटीए की उड़ान संख्या 1217 में आपका स्वागत है। अब हम सपनों की उड़ान भरने के लिए तैयार हैं। कृपया आप अपनी कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लें, ट्रे टेबल बंद कर लें और कुर्सी सीधी रखें। मैं और मेरी कर्मी दल आपकी सेवा करने के लिए उपस्थित हैं। धन्यवाद। जब मैंने क्लास 12 खत्म किया तो सब मुझसे पूछते थे तुम आगे क्या करना चाहती हो या क्या बनना चाहती हो। बचपन से मैं देखती आई हूँ कि कैबिन क्रू मेंबर्स का लाइफ कितना एडवेंचरस होता है। उनका यूनिफॉर्म, उनकी पर्सनालिटी हमेशा मुझे अट्रैक्ट करती है। एक दिन मुझे भी फ्लाइट अटेंडेंट बनना है, उनका यूनिफॉर्म पहनना है और अपने पेरेंट्स को प्राउड फील करवाना चाहती हूँ। एक दिन मैं उनको अपने फ्लाइट पे फ्लाई करवाना चाहती हूँ। यही मेरा
Welcome back, Captain Singh. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but there is some background noises there.
Okay. Okay. Can we go ahead with the questions?
Yeah, we can. Sure.
Okay. Okay. So could you tell us about your first flight? Your first flight as a captain?
The first flight which I did was on a glider. So when I joined NCC, you can hear me,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, absolutely audible, sir. Go ahead, sir.
So I did that so I did that. That is a non-powered flight which I did through NCC in Pinjore. And the first flight on Dilhan, who was a very senior instructor in Haryana Civil Aviation.
Okay.
After completing that over there, then I joined the power flying. So it was a nice. The first time when you fly in the sky, you feel you are above everybody, soaring above.
Okay. And your first flight as a commercial
I
pilot?
didn't think following the as a commercial pilot, the first flight I did in DLR that was on a jet
Yeah.
B146RJ, and that was
Okay,
a
sir.
flight from Delhi to Chandigarh.
Okay. Okay. How was the experience?
We had we got our training on that aircraft in Manchester, and
Oh,
after
okay.
completing our training, we came back. And the
Mm-hmm,
first
mm-hmm.
time when we were flying that four engine jet, you get a different level of experience that which you have never thought of. That okay, one day you will be
Right.
flying from small airplanes to such a big one, four engines over there. So it was a
Right.
exhilarating experience.
Right. Right. I'm sure it must have been very, very exciting. Uh, Captain Singh, I wanted to ask you my next question. We keep hearing the terms captain, pilot, co-pilot. So if can you just explain us, what is a captain and what is a co-pilot?
So these are the terms I use in aviation, like pilot and co-pilot, and
Hmm.
sometimes commander, senior commander. But nowadays, these terms have changed to as a pilot flying and pilot non-flying. Obviously, in a plane, the whole responsibility is of captain. He's the senior most person over there to give all the commands. He is there to ensure the safety of the crew, of the airplane, of the passengers. So decision-making body, he's over there to give the command, and the rest of the, including co-pilot, have to follow those. We do discuss about that when we take some decision, and the
Hmm.
co-pilot has to follow all the orders or the commands which the captain to ensure the safety of the flight, then doing the communication, navigation, and sometimes we get a chance to do PA for passenger announcements. So overall, there's a one command, and that's the captain. And Cope has got the same skills for piloting. Say in case a pilot gets captain gets incapacitated, so the other in command comes the co-pilot who has to fly as well as all the crew and passengers to the safety.
Right. 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 But the
So they
decision
have equal
making.
responsibility, but the power of head is only.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No, I still in between the audio is going off.
There is a voice delay. Yeah, I agree, Captain Singh. There is a voice delay. Okay, so we'll have to probably get used to it during our conversation. There is a delay. I agree. Yes. Okay. My next question, Captain, is you've flown for so many years. What was your what was the most favorite thing about being a captain, and what was not such a favorite thing of being a captain?
The favorite thing is that you get a chance to fly all over the country, sometimes abroad, and that too, like getting the best seat in the aircraft that is in the front of it, and
Right.
seeing places outside. That's one of the thing you get
Mhm.
best treatment all over, and you
Mhm.
get the respect which I
Correct.
see like when you enter an airport, the people look at you and you get the respect even from all the other personnels also. So
Right.
I don't think there is anything except like uh, which we say is not favorite is like if you are not willing to take the responsibility is huge that you are flying such a big machine with so many souls on board, and if you have to take that pressure. So if that is unfavorite, then I think you should not be at that place.
Right.
So,
Right. I get your point. I get your point. So that also brings me to my next question, which was related. What you just said. You are a custodian of so many lives on board, Captain. Does that How much pressure is that when you fly an
Exactly.
aircraft with 180 people on board or maybe more? How much pressure does that put on you, or does it put the pressure? Maybe this may be a wrong question, but does it put pressure on you?
Yeah, the pressure is always there that you have been given a responsibility. The responsibility is like a huge. You have to be bring people who are there sitting in the aircraft. They believing that you take them safely from point A to point B, and even the crew
Right,
who are there, they also believe in you, your skills. As long as you are following your SOPs, which the company provides you, and you're thorough with it, you know if some emergency steps, what you have to do, all steps you have to take, and if you follow them, then I think it becomes much easier, and the pressure leaves off. No doubt, if some emergency comes, say a fire or some depressurization, the pressure is always there. But if you know your
mm,
SOPs, it comes out smoothly.
wow, right. Now, sir, coming to the next question, and it also relates to our trainees also, for that matter, people who train with us, because we train them to become cabin crew. Now, it would be so nice to hear from you as a captain. How important is for you to have a very good cabin crew team working? The flight attendant. How important are they? For you as a captain, how important is a good cabin crew team for you?
It's also good to have a good team with you. It relieves a lot of pressure. You are in a cockpit. You have your responsibilities, and then the cabin crew team, the whole team works as a team so that the whole thing goes on smoothly. Say a flight is
Right,
conducted smoothly. They are there at the back from the cockpit. They are our eyes in the cabin. They're looking after the guests at if they find something suspicious. That's how they are trained. The CRM is there, and CRM tells about how to communicate, right? So, say if they see something suspicious uh, from the wings, they find something leaking out, and if they communicate, because the captain or the co-pilot cannot come outside and have a look at it, they can give the vital information about what they are having at it, and say any emergency, medical emergency, some technical emergency, smoke or something is in the cabin. So
hmm,
they are there, and there's there one senior cabin manager which looks after all things. And if the teamwork is not there, even if you are trained very good and you are not a team member, you don't know your responsibility, you don't know where you have to work and what you have to do, then you can understand it's inevitable that and what you could have avoided, you will bring it back into there.
yeah,
And emergency is a chain of reaction, right? It's this chain
yeah,
that one step takes and another step takes, and if you don't check at that time,
right,
it will come in.
right,
And if you, and the major thing is that if the communication is lacking, it will come. And what you could have stopped at the first step, you'll bring it to such a situation that will become a very grave situation. And then that's how a good
right,
team in the cabin helps. Because you are completely, say, something emergency, there's an engine fire we can talk about. You are completely over there working on, and now you're, if a cabin crew doesn't know that when to knock the door or to ask what is happening, they know, the good team knows that when something is,
yeah,
everything will be okay, the captain will come back to them. So they
yeah,
don't distract them at that time and work like a well-oiled machine. It's the same thing like uh, in a car, different parts, or family. Everybody knows the responsibility. They keep on working. So that's a
right.
very, it's a vital thing that a good cabin crew team helps a lot in completing a flight safely, which you can say it's a, what to say, mm, that everybody is happy, that the crew, even the passengers know that they are in a good hand,
Good hands. Yes.
that in emergency they can take care of them, and they follow their
Right.
SOPs. That's all.
Right. Captain Singh, you have any memories or any experience that you can probably think of right now, like a best experience with a cabin crew during a flight? Some situation where probably a good cabin crew helped. Can you think of any situation right now?
So now we didn't have anything like that which need a lot of intervention, but on ground we
Okay.
did have, and our flight was late by 2.5 hours. But the
Mhm.
crew member, they took care so nicely, and the girl was the
Uh,
lead. She was from Calcutta only, and she did a very good job. Like the whole flight got delayed for 2.5 hours, and you can understand that in the meantime the snacks are going off, the water is going off because we have to feed them,
right.
and
Right.
above that the passengers have their own, they are, and their flight is getting delayed, and they're shouting at them,
Mhm.
coming on top of them, because they can't come inside the cockpit. They keep on the in line of fire is the cabin crew.
Mhm.
So if they
Right.
lose their temper and they cannot handle, then it becomes segregation again. That every chaos all over. But that girl and her team, they handled it very nicely, and we reported that thing to our company, and we praised that thing also. That they should not tell that cabin crew didn't do it nicely or they didn't work that nicely, but they did a very good job in handling the passengers. And you can understand when the passengers, and not one of them, it's like 156 aircraft has got, some aircraft has got 180 of them, and all of them
Right.
coming towards you and
Right.
pacifying them. It's a big thing.
I think so. I
So
absolutely
that
agree
was a
with you.
situation over there on the ground in Delhi, and the flight was from Delhi to Bombay.
Right.
So
Right,
the
Captain.
crew, the way they deal with the passengers, it,
Right. So that becomes so important. So if I can ask you, Captain Singh, if you have to rate, if you have to rate, you know, if I ask you how critical is the role of a cabin crew, and if I ask you to rate it from 1 to 10, how much would you rate them? The role of the cabin crew.
I can give them 9, except that a 10 if I keep it as on a technical part, and the rest the cabin, because we cannot come out and handle those things. They know they can do so. All marks to them, because without them,
Right.
something is going at the back with all people shouting and creating a chaos. We cannot come out, and they take all on them. Sometimes they
Right.
are abused, some they are pushed over, but they don't say a word. They keep their, and they do their work very nicely. So
Right.
all marks to them.
Okay.
Except the
Right.
technical part, they do their job very nicely in the cabin.
Lovely. Lovely. So that's a 9. That's such a high rating. And of course, I absolutely agree with you. Captain Singh, what's a good flight for you? Well, what kind of a flight really satisfies you?
So the good flight is like my ability, like using my all skills and taking all those souls from place A to B safely, and don't let them think of that. Okay, they are flying at 35,000 feet or 37,000. Something wrong goes, what will happen? So keeping them relaxed, and in our cabin crew helps us a lot. So we keep on communicating with each other and complete the flight without any like event, something which can put a stress on anybody. So they get on the aircraft smiling and get down smiling with on their face is a good flight.
Right. 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 And Captain Singh, there's something which I was reading just yesterday because I was just trying to, kind of find, what all can I ask Captain Singh tomorrow. I read about something called a sterile cockpit, you know, and like up to, if you could tell us a little bit about what the sterile cockpit rule is and why is it so important?
So sterile cockpit. is a phase when there is no other work should be done except of it. And all the maneuvers like taxi, takeoff, landing, except cruise, and below 10,000 while descending and while climbing 10,000, it comes under sterile cockpit.
Okay.
And it clearly defines that at what time you have to leave the work and do only which is required for the safety of the aircraft. You should not be doing which is not essential for the safety of the flight at that phase, because you are at 10,000 feet when other aircrafts are also flying very close to you. So it clearly defines that total attention should, that what you have to do. You should not be doing unwanted things like doing PA or doing some other work like paperwork and talking about something, a trip or something. Not doing all this. You should be totally focused on the operation of the flight in that phase so that nothing goes wrong. And even the crew doesn't buzz us at that time in the sterile period. They know that we are not supposed to knock at that time.
Okay.
And that 10 descending 10 and sterile cockpit time. And earlier it was not there, but it came, I think, in the year 17 and 80s started coming in. A lot of accidents and incidents happened.
Okay.
So that's a sterile cockpit, they call it. It's always on the ground maneuver like taxi, takeoff, landing. So it comes in that. You have to be careful of that.
Right. Have you ever been, Captain Singh, in a situation, in an emergency situation where you had to take very quick decisions? I mean, did you ever face emergency and had to take a quick decision?
So till now, not such has any serious medical emergency. Little bit we did have, but the major one which I faced was at Dhaka, and we prepared our flight from Dhaka to Delhi, and we were told to line up on runway 1.
Right.
And the other aircraft, which was to be holding for his landing sequence, behind us, he was holding ahead of us.
Okay.
And he was in 1000, and we were given clearance because Dhaka radar was not on. And we could see on the system, but we know that all those aircrafts can be seen, and the TCAS doesn't gives you warning. It gives you alert, okay, there is some aircraft over there. And we thought there is some passing aircraft. So the tower gave us a clearance, and as we rolling, see the color on TCAS starting white to amber. But it doesn't give you any warning, but it can show you with the color over there. And the moment we saw it is turning color, we knew that we are getting into it. And instead of turning at 800 feet, we turned at 400 feet to avoid that thing. And it was a quick, because the moment you pull, it climbs like anything. It was such a huge, lot of power is there. And we turned, and the tower asked us, why are you turning? We told, hold on, get back to you. Told why the aircraft was top ascending, because the tower cleared in, and tower also didn't knew that that aircraft is holding ahead of us. He should be behind, like 7 miles behind us, but he was overhead over there. So we take a very quick decision to avoid a collision, and we report to TA as well as the company, and I don't know thereafter we did any communication to that. So that was the thing we had to.
Right. Okay. I mean, I hear it and I feel scared. I don't know how
it was full with a full load and fuel. You can imagine what would have been.
Absolutely.
Because it's a very quick, in a few seconds you are over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God. Right. My last question, Captain. What advice would you give to someone wanting to become a pilot? What advice would you give them?
what advice I would give to the pilots.
To someone wanting to become a pilot, aspiring to become a pilot, what advice would you give them now?
So hard work is there. You have to be persistent and keep on working hard. And once you get a license and you join an airline, you should never adhere from following your SOPs. SOP is the Bible, which gives you a safety. It's a firewall. Just follow your SOP, you never get into trouble. So you have to follow the SOPs. You have to work hard, and it's a what else I can say.
Right. Well, Captain Singh, thank you so much for joining us. We won't take much time of yours. We are extremely grateful that you took time out and shared all that you did today, and benefit, which will benefit all our viewers, and even for me it was so exciting to know so much about being a captain and the things involved in being a pilot. So we thank you on behalf of CTA and for all our viewers, and we wish you all the best, Captain.
Just before ending, I will tell all my friends who have joined us, like many are training, they are under process of getting their licenses, some are getting joined. And looking at the pandemic scenario, they might sometimes they get disheartened, right? That everything is not looking that rosy, like the aircrafts not flying that much. But just heads up, like at this moment, India is the 5th largest like airline in airline industry, and by the statistics says that by 2024 it will be third largest, and almost by 2032 they will be having 2,500 aircrafts. And at this moment, airline industry is contributing $72 billion to our GDP. See how much huge opportunity we have. So all I can say, don't get disheartened. You keep on working, you will come to that place.
Right. Yes. I think everyone listening to this will heed the suggestion and keep working hard and work towards their dream. Captain Singh, it's an absolute honor to have you with us. And again, on behalf of everyone here at CTA and people who've joined us, a big thank you to you, and our best wishes to you always, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having joined us today. I understand there was a slight voice delay in our conversation today, but I'm sure we listened to what Captain Singh had to say, and we got to learn about being a captain and things involved in being a captain. And we'll again see you on Saturday with another guest of ours. And till that time, please do take care of yourself. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. And we'll see you on Saturday with another guest of ours. Till that time, please take care of yourself. And thank you so much. Bye for now.